I spent my academic years as a sociologist, looking actually into society, what makes society work and what makes it not work actually. So doing the full turnaround here, I'm here to talk about Valuufy and what we do. I mean, this is Impact Weekend, so I'm standing here talking about impact because impact is important. But the problem is when you stand there with the C-suite people in a company and you talk about ESG, impact, DEI, it's hard. It's really hard because we're talking money. We're talking revenue here. So that's a big gap that actually we need to close. And so that's actually, we figured out, we spend a lot of years research in academic environments to talk about how do you create value, how do you destroy value. And the big finding that we had is actually those non-financial assets, someone might call it ESG, but it's more than that, but all the non-financial assets actually in a company and the stakeholders, they are very, very important for the success of a company. The problem is they usually don't show up on the balance sheet, but they show up in the courtroom. Ask Volkswagen how much they spent on Dieselgate. Ask Toyota, ask Nike, ask H&M how much money they had to pay and spend because they didn't manage their stakeholders well enough. So these intangible risks are out there. The problem is we don't account for them. We don't measure them. We just push them away. But that is very, very risky. So that's what we actually do. That's where we step in. We try to help companies, investors, even normal people to see what they usually cannot see, to see what is your stakeholder impact, what's happening, what are the risks out there. So who are we as a Valuufy? Well, actually, we call ourselves a fintech intelligence platform. We came out of academic research. So we spent 10 years actually researching on how value is being destroyed, how it's being created, how can you measure it, how can we improve it. We spend a lot of time showing that, peer reviewing, validating it. And we developed actually a model that allows us to analyze this, measure it, and improve it. So this intangible value I've been talking about, we can turn that with our model into real measurable insights. So and this helps investors, it helps corporations, it helps regulators, it helps even individuals to understand better about risks. Because right now, of course, we talk about sustainability. We see countries in the world that I'm not mentioning where this is right now being destroyed. But the problem is with all these regulatory things, the reporting things, those frameworks, it's a lot about compliance. You have to report. Mom told you you have to do the homework. But it doesn't help you as a company. And it only shows where you are right now. It doesn't show you where you should be. It doesn't show you what issues you have, what reputation issues, all these things. That's not there. It just shows you the current status quo. It doesn't look beyond it. And actually to run a company successful, invest in the company successfully, you need much more than these reports. You need tangible insights. And this is actually where the value compass comes in. So this is what we have developed over 10 years of research. So this is an expert scoring system we have developed. It's built actually on a multi-layered AI system. It has 45, it's actually right now 50 already, of the most important global frameworks implemented in it. It looks at 7 different stakeholders. It has 27 impact teams. I don't want to go into details. If you're an academic, talk to me after. Happy to explain. And it outputs really data-driven KPIs, insights, and improvements. So what it does, it helps, we call it the 4R. It helps you to manage your risks, to build resilience. That's what we learned from Japan. 56% of the oldest companies in the world are all located in Japan. Why? because they manage their stakeholders the right way. That builds resilience. Just they cannot tell you how they measure it. That's why you need a lot of time to build a model to measure it. It helps you, of course, to build reputation on top of the things. And in the end, it also helps you actually to create lasting revenue, which is very, very important for corporates. This is a bit how our system looks like. It's all automated. It can analyze your company. It can analyze a bunch of companies, benchmark them based on their stakeholders, show you impact risks, show what you should do. It analyzes the media. It can do actually how is the company changing over time? Are things getting? Are they getting worse? What lawsuits are out there? Should you be careful as a company? Should you be careful as a corporate? What should you do? So it gives you really a tool to manage and improve on analyzing these non-financial assets your company actually has. Okay, you might think, well, that's a nice idea, but are people really using it? Well, actually there are. There's a small company in Mountain View who does a bit of search engine stuff, and they actually used our tool, and they found it's the most robust, the most holistic and rigorous model for catching non-financial assets they had seen so far. We've also done a POC actually with a big automotive company in Germany. We've done it with one of the key insurance companies here in Japan, and also the Mainichi Shimbun partnered with us because they believe that this model can really change how we look at impact today. We will be next week again at the UN Science Summit to represent Japan there, to talk about our model and how it can really help to shape the future of the SDGs as they're running out in 2030. We've been ranked as one of the top 50 innovative companies, startup companies in the world by Thai Silicon Valley, and I'm just back actually from Osaka, from the expo. They had the Global Startup Summit, and we had been actually selected as one of the rising stars actually at this event. Because companies we work with, media we work with, they understand one thing. The next financial crisis you are facing will not come from the balance sheet, but it will come from all these things that they're actually not on the balance sheet. So we really want to invite all of you here. If you're a researcher, if you have a company, if you're an investor, if you're building a new business idea, if you want to know more about how to do better, to work with us, we're also looking for investors, we're looking for partners, we're looking for clients, we're looking for people who want to embrace change, to move forward to something better than we have today. Because I think the system we have today in place right now is not really working. And we have a model that can help us understand about these risks and how to make it better. So very much looking forward to any discussion, welcoming who's ever interested, and thank you very much for your time.